everyone. I'd like to welcome you back to Kathy's Creole Kitchen. Today we're going to be making baked apples, and what you start off with is 5 peeled and cored Granny Smith apples. So I've peeled them and cored them. You take a cup and a half of brown sugar, a cup of chopped up pecans that have been toasted, and a half cup of sherry. I use the cream sherry because it tastes delicious. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to get the pan. I've got the oven preheated to 350 degrees. So we're going to get a jelly roll pan. We're going to lightly spray it with Pam. We're going to put the apples on here, the cored and peeled apples. I've already hit them with a little bit of the sherry so it'll be soaked up on the bottom. So the next step is we're going to mix some of the pecans, little bit by little bit, with the sugar, and we're going to drop it into the cored apples, the brown sugar and the pecans. And as we go filling them up, we're just going to keep adding some pecans to the sugar. You want to get a good amount of pecans and sugar into the apples because that's going to give it a delicious taste. So let's get some more pecans in here and mix it up. Going to drop it in each apple. This is a scrumptious dessert after a great meal. This is great for the holidays. This is the fall, so apples are a fall thing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you all the great tastes of fall. Apples are a great taste of fall, and especially stuffed sherried apples. So these are stuffed sherried apples, baked apples. So you see what we're doing there? We're getting the pecans and the sugar all in there with it. Okay, and then I'm going to sprinkle a little more on top, just like that. You want a bountiful amount of sugar and pecans on these apples and in the apples. So there we go. Now we're going to get the sherry. And we're going to pour the sherry on top of the apples. Like so. That way it kind of, and pour it slowly because you want the brown sugar to dissolve in there with it. Like that. Some of my apples are a little crooked, but that's okay. It'll all still get in there. Can you just smell that deliciousness? Oh my goodness. We're going to bake it in a 350 degree oven. We're going to start out with 20 minutes, but I might have to increase it. It just depends on the doneness of the apple. So we've got that all in there. We've poured the sherry on the apples. Let me get a little bit more. That's about another 1/4 of a cup because I like them good and sherried. Delicious. I mean, just the smell of the apples and the brown sugar and the sherry and the pecans. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my hand and sprinkle some sugar onto the sherry, just like that. Just like that. It doesn't matter that the pecans are in, the pecans will drop on the tray. So we're going to just put all that on there. Let that soak in. And we're going to pop it in a 350 degree oven. And we're going to start out with, I'd say, maybe 20 minutes. Now, like I say, it could be a little longer, but it might not be. So let's get it. You take a look at how it looks. Like that on the tray. So we're going to get in the oven now. And I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes. And we're going to let it cook, and when it's ready to come out the oven, we'll take a look. Okay, the timer has gone off for 20 minutes, so let's see what it's looking like. Let me get it out of the oven a bit. Let me stop this beeping because it's getting on my nerves. So let me just stab it with the fork a little. No, I'm not thinking it's tender enough yet, so we're going to let it cook for maybe 10 more minutes. How about that? Yeah, it's not tender enough for me. So I'm going to restart the oven and do it for 10 more minutes. Cooking time. Alrighty, so 20 minutes wasn't enough. I think 10 more minutes will do it, and then we'll check the apples. Alright, the beeper's going off. Let's take them out of the oven. Let me get the rack first, so we cool them off on the rack. Let's get them out. They're smelling delicious, looking delicious, but there's no way that I'm getting ready to bite into one of these things as hot as they are. So I'll let you take a look. Let me turn this off. I'll let you take a look at how delicious they look. They're looking perfect. Swirl them around in that delicious sauce that's in the pan. And we will let them cool off, and then I'll give it a taste.
Does Michelle have a smart TV in her?
Okay, it's they're cooled off enough, I think. Let me get one out. Put it on the plate. Let's plate it for you. Let me get a nice little knife. And cut into it. Let's see how tender it is. Yep, it's tender. See all that goodness when you open it up? Let's cut it and take a bite. Yummy, yummy, yum. It's still smoking. You see the heat coming off of it? It actually could probably be put in. If you like it more tender, you can put it in for another 10 minutes. I personally like things a little more chewy. I like a chewier texture. I don't like it real soft, so. Delicious. Simply delicious. So let me give you the ingredients again. We did 5 Granny Smith apples, peeled and cored, 1½ cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of chopped toasted pecans, 3/4 cup of cream sherry. And that's it. That's all you need. And then you bake it in the oven from anywhere for 30 minutes if you want it chewy, for 40 minutes if you want it more soft. Thank you so much for joining Kathy's Creole Kitchen. Please join me again next week. Please make this recipe and let me know how you like it. And make sure you hit the like button on all my videos because that helps me out a lot. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for joining Kathy's Creole Kitchen.